Heyo everybody, Haku here, and it's finally that time for the Boku no Hero Academia Season 2 finale. Of course we got Season 3 coming, so all is good, and hopefully that'll be coming next spring season and carrying on into summer season like it did this year. I think that'd be good, because then we only have, like 6 months to wait or something? It's not bad at all. So that's what I'm hoping for Season 3, but for the finale here, it was good. It was, not exactly your typical finale kind of episode. It was basically just I don't know, it was a hype up episode for the future story and to kind of a transition episode to lead us into the next season. But it also was meant to develop Shigaraki, so it kind of had a two-part purpose here. Either way, it was good. It was definitely good. I really, really liked it. It's just not one of the big, blowout, explosive action type finales. That would have been more of a last episode. But either way, let's discuss this a little bit from the beginning. So we start out with my waifu, Toga Himiko. And I love during the introduction when Giran is like, she can hold a conversation for the most part. I love that. When asked how crazy she was. Then we have Dabi, who is the other new sort of person coming into the Villain Alliance, the new villain here. And Dabi says that he believes in a just cause like Stain, and he wants to be part of the group because he thought that they carried on Stain's ideals. So really, I love all the characters here when they go in and start arguing with each other. I've always been a big fan of Kurogiri. I love the way he talks, the way he always refers to Tomura as Shigaraki Tomura, just his full name. And Tomura is one of my favorite characters. I think he's a really developed and good villain. I love that the series has, instead of just this existing villain that's been doing all this for a long time, I mean, there are villains like that. I like that the main sort of villain, at least so far, with Shigaraki Tomura, we see him developing from the beginning of the anime so far, and he's just been in the background watching things and changing, and this was the biggest episode for his development. So basically, Shigaraki's just pissed because everybody cares more about Stain and All Might and their ideals than him and what he's doing. Then we cut over after the opening to the class, and we see the failure group lamenting their failure. And I love the twist is everybody's going, and it makes sense because I didn't really think about it this way until it was brought up, but of course the people who failed are the people who would need the summer camp the most in order to train more. So that kind of is a bit obvious. But also the failure group, failure is still failure, so they're going to have to do sort of extra lessons, essentially summer school at the trip. Then all the class goes on a mall trip, everybody splits up, Izuku is left alone in the end, and I love how Shigaraki just walks up to him, puts his arm around him, and talks just like it's a normal day. So I love all of that, and Shigaraki is talking to him because he's trying to figure out, I mean, what's the deal with ideals? What are my ideals? And I like, after the commercial break, when we come back and we're seeing him before he found Izuku, when he's just talking to himself at the mall, seeing the Stain merchandise being sold and everything, and he's just wondering why he's different than the others. And I really like that because it develops him as a villain where he didn't know what his ideals were, so he talks about it to Izuku, which is just the most interesting choice. He finds Izuku to talk to this about. But Izuku says that the difference between them in his eyes is that he doesn't really like or understand Shigaraki, but when it comes to Stain, he didn't agree with the way Stain went about it, but he understood him. He sort of came from the same place. He feels like that even though he lived up to it in a bad way, Stain had good ideals that he just took in a really negative direction. But the origins with All Might and being a symbol of peace, it was all a good origin to what he thought. And of course, Shigaraki then realizes, okay, then it's all about All Might. It's about the symbol. It's about what he represents. And I want to destroy that and make justice crumble and all that. So now he has his ideal that was his ideal all along, is that he just wants to destroy justice. He wants to destroy peace and see what happens to the people then. And he disappears into the crowd, and I like the scene where Uraraka finds him and all that, but in the end, I like it because it really kept things super suspenseful because you didn't know what he was going to do, And the choice to have him do nothing, just walk away into the crowd, is great because we couldn't see whether that was going to happen or if he was going to kill somebody or something. Izuku then reports to Tsukauchi about everything, of course the police detective who is All Might's close friend. I like All Might's speech about how he's human too. There could be somebody being attacked or some crime being committed anywhere in the world right now that he could never know about or get to in time. So I like that. Even All Might, even the best hero, is human. Then of course Izuku leaves with his mom, and I really enjoy the relationship between Tsukauchi and All Might. It's something I love in the manga, something I love here. The friendship between the two of them I really like, and they discuss that, they're vowing to catch one for all and do it right this time. So, I guess that's it. First semester has come to a close, and now we're on to summer break. And at the end we see that All for One wants to make Shigaraki the next him, which is an interesting statement that I'll leave it for you guys to speculate about. But also upon rewatching it, I rewatched the episode, and the first time I missed during Shigaraki's speech, there's a quick flashback of him as a child finding the severed hand on the floor, and I assume that has something to do with the hands he wears all over himself for some reason. Still no idea why he does that. It's kind of weird. But this does mean that we're going to be having some kind of, didn't he call the hand father in season 1? I don't know. But, maybe it's his dad's hand. I have no idea. But, so that's interesting, and it lets us know there's probably going to be a flashback for him in the future. And another thing it kind of gives us for the future is we know maybe next season, or in the future story, All Might and Tsukauchi mentions I noticed upon rewatching again, that when All Might shows up, he says that All Might was coming there anyway to talk for personal reasons. So it seems All Might and Tsukauchi, since they're vowing to take down All for One, the two of them are going to be going after All for One in the future story. Thought it was a really good finale. I love the way that Shigaraki, even though he's a villain, he isn't starting out at this big place in the start where it's like it's only Izuku growing to take down a villain. It's also the villain growing into being the villain. So when they do eventually face off, it's going to be good because it's going to be Izuku, who we've seen develop into the hero he'll one day become, and Shigaraki as the villain, or Shigaraki as the villain that we've seen him develop into one day becoming. Yeah, making sure my grammar was okay with that, or syntax or whatever, but I don't know. I think I maybe messed up somewhere in that sentence. I guess that's it. Excited for season 3. My waifu Toga Himiko need to see more. Summer camp is just a really good setting, so I'm excited for that. Episode was basically made just to develop Shigaraki and to sort of hype us up for the future story, and season 3 was announced. I thought the OST use was actually really good. I like the way they used the ending theme and the little mall sequence. I do think I would have liked to have seen more of that though. Maybe shorten up the conversation, pace it out a little bit quicker, but also throw in some scenes showing the class hanging out at the mall more, because I think it does us well. It behooves us to sort of see more development for all of the class members. So I just think seeing them hang out just a little bit, not much, but I think that would have been an extra thing that would have been good to improve the episode. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's actually it. That's just the one thing that I'm not counting it against it. I'm not saying it's a negative, but I would have. That's one thing that I think could have been added to make it even better. But overall, I thought it was really good. As I said, not like your big action finale, but still worthy of 8.5. 8.5. Oh no, mall trips out of 10. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything there. I froze up. Bug sprays out of 10. No clue. 8.5 out of 10 though. I did really enjoy it for what it was, and I think it was very good at what it was trying to convey, and also just good in general when it came to animation and voice acting, music, all that. So yeah, no problems at all. 8.5 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed the video. When season 3 comes back, I will be reviewing that, of course, because I love the series. One of my favorite series. Also, sort of doing videos on the manga weekly, so subscribe if you want more of that. If you want to watch more anime too, I'm going to be covering at least 3 or 4 new shows to replace the 3 shows that I have been reviewing that are ending, this and then the two that ended last weekend, Centaur and Naimi and Princess Principal. So we're going to be reviewing other things. I don't know which series yet. I gotta watch them and see which episodes I find good, or I think are shows that I want to cover. But if you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave those in the comments, or comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode or my thoughts on it. I guess like if you like the video as well, and follow on Twitter if you want, and I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. So thank you once again for watching this final review of Season 2. See you again in Season 3. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.